I am guessing that most of you are familiar with shows like Jerry Springer and Maury Povich, and if you are, you know what the best episodes are. They are always, without a doubt, the paternity test ones, right? Who is the baby's daddy? And while it seems like kind of a weird intro to Hammurabi's Law Code and ancient Babylon, there are a lot of laws that kind of tangentially deal with this. So as you go through, one of the things you're going to see is there are a lot of laws that regulate men's behavior and women's behavior. And those laws are very different, and they very much have to do with inheritance and an understanding of paternity, or of whose father a child is. So you can look at these laws and see that women are much more restricted than men, and on one hand say, these people are horribly sexist, which I would agree with. I think it's true. But it's not enough to just stop there. Instead, you need to probe and say, okay, but why? What are the things that underlie this? Why does this make sense to people in this scenario, right? Why is paternity so important to these people? Why is it constantly linked to inheritance and to property, and especially to land? Why are there different punishments for men who are unfaithful versus women who are unfaithful? Why are there particular punishments for rape? Right? And what do those things do, especially rape of a virgin? Why is that different than rape of somebody who isn't a virgin? And all of these things that feed into sets of laws that tell us something about ancient Babylonians. So I've already given you insight into one thing. There's laws that regulate sex, but there's laws that regulate occupations and labor and land and inheritance and religion. And if you do a close read, right, like we did at the very beginning with that cave painting. Oh, it's some pretty animals, but if I look closer, I can learn a lot more. Oh, these laws are about sex, but if I look closer, I can make some pretty decent arguments about why they take the form that they do. You can come to a deeper understanding of these folks. Okay, real quick. We've finished the lecture for this week. That's awesome. What you've done up until this point is you uploaded your brief video introduction. You read the assigned material in the Berger textbook. You read the introduction to to the Epic of Gilgamesh. You've watched this video. You watched the crash course in world history video about ancient Mesopotamia. For tomorrow, goal is to get through those two excerpts about, or coming from Hammurabi's Law. Let me start over. Those two excerpts coming from the Epic of Gilgamesh, and then Hammurabi's Law Code. As you go through them, take a look, and remember they are linked in the syllabus. Probably page 9 is about where they are. As you go through them, take a look at the questions that are below. Those questions are there to guide you through them, and particularly to help you figure out how you would answer questions that are going to help you out when it comes to answering the analytical response. So tomorrow your goal is to go through those primary sources, be able to, if I asked you, answer those questions. On Thursday, you got two things. One is required. It's a 20-question quiz, which is drawn from all the other stuff from this week. You can take it as many times as you want. Only the highest grade is recorded. It's due by 5 o'clock. After 5 o'clock, you can't submit it. There's an optional tutorial. Again, it's going to have me from last winter, so I'll look a little bit different. But that tutorial is going to walk through how to do an analytical response using examples that are very similar to what I'm going to ask you to do on Friday. Friday, you've got your analytical response due, the very first one. It's worth 8 points. It's drawing off of questions that relate to both the Epic of Gilgamesh and Hammurabi's Law Code, and that we've kind of worked through a little bit in that tutorial. You finish that. If you wanted, you could really finish it by Thursday morning based on when it is put out. And as soon as you're done with that, you're on to the weekend. Then you don't have obligations again until Monday, at which point you'll have readings from the Berger textbook, and you'll have a couple of crash course videos to watch related to ancient Indian civilization. So this is going to be the last time you hear me over video. Enjoy your weekend. Please feel free to be in contact if I can help you out in any way. We can set up times to meet. We can work one-on-one. We can talk about the analytical response. Whatever I can do to help you, let me know. Enjoy your weekend.